I do think that there are some women 20 years ago that was liking a man that was bringing some new stuff. I mean, to me, if I had to pick one, I would probably pick the wave of still constantly learning things. I don't think it's wrong for learning. I think that would be the more safer route when it comes to you being like well versed of what's going on. You always got something to talk about. It just seems like you just own it. So if I had a choice myself, I would want to go that route. Because I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, if you don't
go that route,
if you don't do it, then
you run the risk of a nigga like Trev Smooth catching her at the grocery store and saying something slick in the checkout line.
Hey, I don't do that no more.
Relationships I seen last the longest. The relationships I seen last the longest between old folks is always the motherfuckers that don't know shit. You go and ask them, Grandma, how you do it? But hell, boy, I don't know. Grandfather, man, how you work? Hell, I don't know. Both of them don't know, and they chilling happy.
I don't know. Sweeney, earlier you said.
Let me say that.
Sweeney,
I was going to say this real quick. Also, too, it's always situational too, because you got some people. Like what I've learned is that a lot of us were in this bubble growing up, so we haven't been exposed to a lot of different women. So there are some women out there that like to have conversations. There are some women out there that like to experience. I think that since we was in this bubble, this is all we see and this is all we know. But I mean, there's some people killing it with the mouthpiece. I'm not going to even lie, they're killing it. And so you got to get up to speed. You got to read more. You got to get more knowledge in, because there's some cold people out here that just cold with it. I'm talking, they just know so much, and it's just, and whenever they walk into rooms, whenever they speaking, like these are people you see as speaking in these big arenas. These people that are walking around, they're getting invited to speak because they just know so much, and you see the people admire them, like they may respect their vows and their marriages, but then after listening to Be Cold, I don't know, Be Cold. I mean, you kind of. At first you was like, you started to fold at the end, and I'm Sweeney might be not that saying Sweeney is concerned, but I think you make a strong case for us to argue that women like to have their mind still stimulated past marriage. I think
at all times.
Yeah,
that's real.
So
that's real.
I'm not saying that you have to learn something, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to start to add more to your plate.
We cannot. They are.
JR,
can we tell people we have to get out of this mediocrity mindset that it's just okay to be average. It's almost like some people, and see, and you know what I don't like about you, Sweeney, is the fact that you say that you average, but I don't think you are, and if you are, I think you're limiting yourself, because the way you speak sound like if you were to get outside, and when I say outside, I mean outside, but beyond the borders of your state, you would be a cold motherfucker. But maybe you won't ever do that because you're so comfortable being inside.
No, I get out all the time.
No, not if you say that you live that regular boring life. That's what you said about 2 hours ago.
No, Sweeney gets out. Yeah. When he gets
out, so he was just talking to be talking, because it don't add up.
It's not that.
I think he was speaking for the regular. I think he was speaking for regular folks, but Sweeney is.
He said I am. He said I live a regular life. That's what Sweeney said 2 hours ago.
Man, I pretty much do.
But they still kick it. I mean, he's talking. Like Sweeney's a talker, and Sweeney is intelligent. Like Sweeney always has something to talk about. He kicks it. He turns up. He's taking road trips. So even though he looks at it like he's not doing nothing, he's doing something, and that's probably why she loves him and why she adores him.
Really quick.
But I also think Sweeney was speaking to the regular folks. But Sweeney, you are doing more than what a lot of people would do. There's a lot of people that just born.
So why do you call it average, Sweeney?
Well, what I mean by that is that while we do take trips, I take, like, I'm not the we got to go outside the country person. I'd say all the time, man, there's so much stuff in this country I can learn from or can do or whatever. But what I mean by that is that me and my wife, most of our kicking it is at our kitchen table having a drink, in our backyard having a drink, chilling. Half the time we ain't even got to say nothing to each other. We just sit there. You know what I mean? And I speak for most normal people, because most normal people don't do this stuff. They don't get outside. Like somebody in the comments just said, they grandparents the highlight of their day was playing cards on the weekend and playing dominoes, and they happy as all get out. But what happens is we live in this society where everybody, I gotta go get more, and I think what happens is that you get so caught up on trying to chase more and more and more and more, you don't even appreciate the things that you do have. So while I may be growing in my life, I'm appreciative all the time. Even if this is the last thing that I ever do on this earth, and this is where I'm at for the rest of my life, I'm cool. My wife is cool. But a lot of people tend to chase a lot more than what's like, it's unnecessary, because I say this all the time. Where do we get this hunger from? To take the type of trips I've been seeing people spend, they max out their credit cards on over the last 3 years, it's things that maybe you only seen your family about 20 years ago, maybe even once. And now you got people out here trying to take a trip out the country every year, and it costs $6,000, $8,000, $9,000
easily
every year. But you have people online and they see that shit online and they like, I gotta have that, with no means to get it, no ability to actually get there, but they have to have it, and they're not happy where they are. And the reality is, you should love your family, be able to go out and kick it with your family and have a good time without having to go out and spend $8,000-$9,000.
But Swinny, you know what? You know what about that? In a situation like that, you have to actually like each other. You know how many people don't like each other that are in relationships that just can't kick it like that and just would be happy just to have their partner's presence? Like, a lot of people can't do that. They don't like each other, so they always have to be doing something because they can't stand to be around each other.
And that's how you wind up saying, yeah, if somebody else came along the way and showed me something new, I'll leave his ass. Because you don't even
I don't know if I can agree with that, Trev.
Because you don't even like the person that you with.
No, I don't think it's cool, but I'm just saying that's a reality. A lot of people look at it. What, 50-60% divorce rate? People don't like each other. They can't get down how you get down. Like, most people would probably love to be around somebody that they wouldn't mind being around, but some people really don't like each other. They got with each other for the wrong reasons in the first place, and they stuck in a situation. Maybe they had kids and, married to the kids. They might be married to a house or assets or whatever, a situation, or they just feel like they passed their prime or hit the wall, like Cole just said, and they're not gonna go nowhere else, because that seemed like that might be the main factor stopping her. She at least she came to the realization that she hit the wall, and odds of you trumping your current husband would be slim to none. But if you were given the opportunity, you probably would jet. And that's what I'm saying. Not everybody's as happy as we like to be. It's a shame that it's like that, but it's a reality. A lot of people really can't stand each other. And just when you think about our changes, your changes as a man, when you were 20, 30, I'm gonna stop there. I don't know where you at, but as you every 10 years forward, when you get to 40, it changes what you wanted, what you appreciated, your lifestyle. You might have became so much better as a man, and not everybody can grow together. You could grow apart, but then be stuck and bound by finances or children and situations, and you can't even get out, and you don't like each other. So the only way you could even stand to be around this person is to just go ahead. You know what? We're going to go on vacation. So at least you have some type of fun time with them so you could feel a little bit better. It's almost like a drug you got to do. Just like some people got to get drunk before they sleep with this person, you got to go on vacation and want to hang with this person.